Good afternoon, everybody. It's Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on August 2nd, 2025, Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well. And I just wanted to give you a correction. On my video yesterday, when I was showing you Joseph Jervis's video on the glyphosate being dropped onto his lawn, I mentioned his former military, and there's a correction. He's a retired Navy Seabee, Seabee, who is embedded with SOCNAV, and I don't know what this is, SOCNAV and JSOC, attached to Naval Special Warfare Unit 1 Guam, 2004 to 2005, and a SEAL Team 1, 2013 to 2014, SEAL Team 5, Iraq, Coronado, 2014 to 2015, 5th Special Forces Group, Green Beret, Kurdistan, Syrian border, delete houses, I'm going to say the word delete, in 2015. So that is a correction. So you can see that he has a very, very prolific military career. And we thank you for your service, Joseph. And no, they should not be dropping poisons and chemicals on your grass, just the way they shouldn't be doing it to me either. So anyway, I have an article from Kevin. He did a follow-up on Amy Escridge, the video that I posted. And he decided it was a really important video on her testimony. She was such a young woman. She was a scientist, highly credible, and he was deeply disturbed by it, and he wrote an article, and it is entitled Amy Escridge, The Treasure Map They Burned, August 2nd, 2025, Kevin Boykin. There's someone I want to talk about. She's dead now, and I think we lost more than most people understand. And remember, this is an article. This is for educational purposes only. I'm reading an article. Her name was Amy Escridge. She was a scientist, a real one. Not just some lab coat with a PowerPoint addiction, but the kind of mind that makes you stop mid-sentence and reconsider what a human being might be capable of. She was curious in that dangerous way, the kind that makes systems nervous, the kind that doesn't stop when things get uncomfortable or classified or spiritually weird. She had an unusually broad scientific command for someone her age. Neuroscience, physics, electromagnetics, even engineering theory. And she moved through these domains not like a visitor, but like someone rearranging furniture in her own home. It was clear she wasn't just trained, she was fluent. People like that don't come from programs. They emerge inexplicitly, not as products of the system, but as anomalies within it. She had the kind of brain that institutions try to claim credit for, but never really understand. She died at 34. That's not just young. That's on brand for whatever this is. You'll see it over and over again once you know what to look for. Intelligent people with real signal just starting to become a threat to someone, and then sudden silence. The press shrugs. The story ends. Everyone moves on, except the people who recognize the pattern. I'm one of those people. I first came across Amy's story thanks to a video compiled by Lorraine from Alternative Homesteading, a powerful tribute that includes Amy's final interview and commentary from someone who knew her during her last days. That video pulled me in and made this piece inevitable. Thank you, Lorraine, for your tireless work. Well, I just want to give credit where credit is due, and I posted it in the description section that I received permission to repost or mirror that video to my channel by, I'm always forgetting, Medico Ltd. Let me just pull it up here. It is a Odogwu Medico Ltd channel. And I just want to say that after I posted it, a subscriber who's into numerology and gematria she comments, age 34, murder equals 34 in gematria. Amy Catherine Eskridge equals 340, which when you remove the 0 is 34. So her age, her name, and MURDER. Okay, so we'll just leave it at that. Gematria. I didn't know her personally, but I didn't need to. There was some people you recognize by pattern. The signal was all there. The intelligence, the calm, that sparkle in her eye, her joie de vivre. My French is horrible. Her joy and vibrancy, the sense that she had started to brush up against something larger than science, but not quite religion. That's the edge where people like her start asking the kinds of questions that make other people nervous. The edge where they stop being viewed as curious and start being labeled unstable. I don't even think she knew what she was dealing with. She seemed to think she was still operating in a world that rewards breakthroughs. A world where the pursuit of knowledge is admired and where you're protected, at least a little, by being correct. She hadn't figured out yet that the real boundaries are drawn by people who don't publish. That the most dangerous ideas aren't hidden. They're simply unacknowledged. She was walking through the tall grass and she didn't see the fence or the warning signs until she was already past them. You can see it if you watch interviews of her, the way she explains things plainly, like the ideas aren't fragile. That's rare. Most people hedge or perform. She didn't. She just delivered. Not trying to sell you anything, just sharing what she saw. So vivacious. And that kind of confidence she displayed usually comes from one of two places. Either you're too naive to know any better, or you're telling the truth. In Amy's case, I believe it was the latter. And that's part of what makes this so hard to write about. Because in her, I see the version of myself that never learned to be afraid. The version that still believed that you could speak plainly about big things and be left alone. And maybe that's the saddest part. She didn't survive long enough to become suspicious. 34! I guess now, when I say that she was just a kid, which she was, but with a mind like hers, those years would have been beneficial to all of us. There is still the journey of life to be taken, and while one might have the vision to see the road ahead, the experience still has merit. Amy didn't just fit the pattern of a TI. She named it. In her final interview, she spoke the language those of us in the targeting community recognize immediately: uncoached, unforced. She referenced the non-targeted as normies, quote unquote, and described in exact terms what it means to try and coexist with them when every interpersonal interaction is being sabotaged. She understood the precise line where targeting bleeds into apparent mental illness, not because the mind is broken, but because the interference is invisible to outsiders. That wasn't theory, that was experience. And it confirms that many of us have already suspected Amy Escridge didn't just stumble onto something dangerous. She was already in the blast radius, trying to speak clearly while the ground beneath her was being destabilized in real time. Amy wasn't reckless. She likely thought she was taking all the right steps to avoid what happened to her. Staying visible, keeping her language cautious, trying to hold her work in that narrow band between scientific curiosity and the kind of speculation that gets you dismissed as quote-unquote unstable. But that's the cruel thing about this kind of system. Sometimes the more careful you are, the worse it gets. Sometimes the act of trying not to look like a target makes you look exactly like a target, because you're not falling into any of the easy traps. You're moving cleanly. And they can't discredit you with the usual labels. And when they can't dismiss you, their only option is to remove you. I've thought a lot about why this happens. Part of it is just timing, the wrong discovery at the wrong moment. Part of it is that brilliance combined with caution is harder to neutralize, which makes you more dangerous, not less. But there's also something else, a certain light in a person, a signal you can't fake and can't hide. She had that light in her eyes, in her stressed, sleep-deprived eyes. It's always confused me why they couldn't just work with her. She wasn't dangerous in the way people think. She wasn't trying to blow anything up, wasn't leaking secrets, wasn't calling for revolution. She was just trying to build something real, something better. If the government or DARPA or whoever had any sense, they would have partnered with her, protected her, let her run, created an atmosphere that would maximize her talents. But that's not how this works. People like Amy don't get brought in. They get watched. And if they don't self-destruct fast enough, they'll get helped along. They'll take in the Nazis after World War II for this purpose, but not for their own native population. The problem isn't that she was wrong. It's that she wasn't dirty. There was no scandal to bury her with. No meltdown to point to. She wasn't erratic or dangerous or fringe. She was calm, smart, presentable. That's harder to discredit and harder to control. Eventually you realize that the system doesn't absorb clean signal. It only knows how to take in power when it's paired with pathology. If you want in, you have to offer them something corrupted. You have to speak their language, surveillance, control, weapons, money. You can't show up with healing or light or sovereignty and expect to get a contract. You won't. They'll call you unstable and put you on a list. And maybe that's the rule no one wants to say out loud. If you want to sit at the table, you have to play like a Nazi. Not in name necessarily, but in a method, in coldness, in usefulness. You have to make them feel that what you're building will serve their dominance. And if you don't, if you carry something pure, they'll burn you. Not because they hate you, because they can't control you. This is what they did to Amy. They burned a treasure map because they didn't like who drew it. They couldn't own her, so they erased her, or tried to. I've thought a lot about why I'm still here and she's not. It's not like a survivor's guilt thing. I'm not sentimental like that. It's just a pattern I've noticed. People like her tend to disappear. Just like Michaela Raines, Sabotage. People like me don't. Not yet. I'm not sure if that's luck, strategy, or something worse, but I keep waking up, and when I do, I remember people like her. Maybe she had more faith in institutions than I ever did. Maybe she thought there were still good rooms to walk into, good hands to pass things to. That's the tragedy. Not that she died, but that she died believing there might still be a peaceful way forward. That if she just kept building the right thing, someone would notice and protect it. She didn't realize they'd notice it for the wrong reasons. And someone should have noticed it and protected it and her. Did we fail her? I don't know. We may be able to learn from her existence, though, and try to be more protective of the mana God gives us. I don't think her death was personal. I think it was procedural. That's worse in a way, because it means that there are files and rules and checklists for how to handle people like her. Unbearable lightness. She got processed like a number, and now she's gone, and the people who understand why are either too scared to speak or already off the board. But I'm not scared, and I'm not off the board. I saw what she was. I still do. She wasn't a threat. She was a gift, a prototype, a map, and they burned it. Watch the video tribute in Amy's final interview here. If it doesn't preview or play from this page, try copying and pasting the link into a new tab I'll show you. Many thanks to Lorraine for compiling this important footage and making it available. Her video includes Amy's final interview as well as a commentary from coast to coast featuring someone who knew her and spoke about her last days. It's worth watching and remembering. And I just want to, again, give a shout out to the YouTube creator Odogwu, Odogwu Medico Ltd. I've been subscribed to him, and I found his compilation of Amy's videos and interview there, and on his community page under posts, he actually has photos of some of Amy's radiation burns to her hands. So thank you so much, Kevin, for that very wonderful article in memory of scientist Amy Escridge. She's probably looking down on you up there, maybe creating some things. Once again, subscriber comment, age 34. Murder is 34 in gematria. Her name is Amy Catherine Eskridge. Equals 340, the number 340. Remove the 0 at the end, it's 34. 34, 34, 34. So anyway, this is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading. I do have the live chat tonight. It's going to be from 10 to 12, approximately 10 to midnight. We are missing a moderator. She disappeared 2 weeks ago, has been non-responsive to emails, and some very bizarre happenings. This person changed her screen name or YouTube name like 7 times, removed a lot of her videos, and acts a little bit like a perpy derpy do. So anyway, I will be without one moderator, and I've got one more. Fortunately, unless I'm reading, that's the only time I really need a moderator, because I, read what's going on in the comments section and stuff. But when I'm reading, I can't monitor what's going on behind the scenes. So that's the only thing. But anyway, hope to see you in the live chat later today. Please leave a comment down below and share this in Amy's memory. Share this information, share this article from Kevin, and I will also link a copy to her video along with this. I'm going to sign off for now.